26 as we head to the runway. Get your tickets, it's time for boarding, take your seat, you're in economy class Avenger, sorry about that, it's time to go on to Miramar once again. Let's head over to Pansy and Demon for all the action, who are in business class.
Yes, that's right, we've got the lay flatbeds out, we're feet up, we're ready and waiting to go. And it is actually identical playing path to the previous matchup, so I don't expect to see too many changes. M19 are going back to the drop they won from in the previous game. It worked out well for them. They got the central position. It does mean, of course, that Navi way back up into the north. Like Cabrera seems to be their home these days. It has been adopted from the Joker's position. And everybody else going to go into their standard spots. Looks like Raise Your Edge are going to make the slight adjustment. They went down into Porto Paraíso last game. They're going back to the north, and everybody else will be happy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the circle here.
DA.
Where is DA? Because I was just looking to the south of Team Liquid and I don't see them. Have they gone to move in towards Reciprocity? What is that?
Porto Paraíso.
They're probably going further south. Not sure why. Maybe feeling with Mithrain they need more loot to work from, and that's no discredit to him, but maybe just feeling that this is better rotation spots, or
they could have got Commissary, right? That was
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the players. Maybe this is circle response. Maybe they feel this would be more likely to be down here.
The TL would have been down on the ground first, though they probably would have been shot at. Well, that's it's a big Western circle, so it has played off. It will give them an earlier entry into the circles. And of course, it does make for a tricky circle, in fairness to, the rotations-wise. Obviously, we were talking about this middle cluster that does cause problems. Team Liquid have been very vocal about it, how they struggle to get into these sort of circles because there is a brick wall of teams ahead of them.
Yeah, and it's mostly Unity. Unity really stifle their rotation routes. CrowCrowd make it very uncomfortable as well. This is going to be a tough game for M19, for example.
It's going to be tough for FaZe, Winstrike, Navi. And actually, Navi will just go north, right? Yeah. Winstrike will probably do the same.
Yeah.
FaZe, I'm not too sure where they're going to go here. Where they might even go for a deep south,
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm very interested. And this always bodes well for your likes on Vitality, G2, Raise Your Edge. They always seem to get good positions of this. I want to see how Reciprocity do now. They have a bit of a circle working for them. Last time I felt they got a little bit caught out on that eastern road. They tend to stick to it. But all these compounds will have a lot of attention early on. They're nice individual ones that people love to get. G2 like to spread out, as do ENCE. So there's not going to be loads available. You could crash and 4v1 someone quite easily. That's not impossible. That's a UMP.
Nobody wants that.
I actually don't mind the UMP. Early game, I actually don't mind it.
Come on, Wacky's proved that it's the worst gun in the game. Well, not quite the worst gun in the game, but
Wacky Jackie is the king of the plebs. We can't really trust him.
Oh, wow, that's a bit harsh on him. Hey, he's got a lovely new house. He's happy.
It looks like a Minecraft house. I thought it was a meme. I was like, is that made in Minecraft or The Sims?
It was kind of like an L-shaped thing. Yeah, all right. I can see where you're coming from on that one.
But I do love Wacky Jackie. I'm not being mean. He's a lovely guy and he has done some incredible things for the scene, but king of the plebs. And then like Moses is just king of all the, I can't say the words, but the opposite end of things, just the mean ones.
The mean ones. The mean ones. That's where we can go with that one. Let's talk about this circle. We've obviously seen a similar circle ending sort of El Azahar side last week. G2 obviously did not come out so well in that one. We'll see whether it works out for them. They've gone for this big wide 2-2 split as they did previously, with Chris and Brexico sticking in that sort of compound to the wide west of them. They need to be careful. I expect to see some fairly early rotations. We can see Unity already on the move. TSM look like they're getting mobile as well. So they're starting to come by. Obviously, Unity aware the Minister and others going to go south of that. Now, Squeaky is actually in the compound, sort of central already. So just south of Junkyard, we may see Rustamar get in there before Unity.
Oh, Unity quick, aren't they, though? They're eyeing it up. They
a 4-minute rotate. I mean, that's quick, no matter what. Like you try at home to drop and be on the move in 4 minutes.
Not just you, but your whole team, because everyone's got that one meter. Right? I play with this group.
Guys,
right?
we're going circle. We're going circle. What are you doing? Why are you still? Why have you not moved?
You pulled up the car. You give them the one little beep. You're like beep. Still nothing. Are you good? What do you need? And then they somehow walk out with nothing. They take the longest. They've got a level 1 vest and a crossbow. And you're like, are you okay? Where have you been?
crossbow with
They're
a-
like, I was just
with a red
unlucky.
dot, yeah.
It's just like, what have you done? I don't understand this.
I've just been really unlucky, my loot.
Yeah, and it's like that one looter in the little group I play with currently is called Eddie. So Eddie, please, you upset all of us with this nonsense. Every friend group has them. Every friend group.
I'm the late looter.
It's you.
Oh,
Speaking of crashing compounds, Chris has this already.
Well, Haxetti just talked about how he's, how proud he is of his ghost
Chris
blade.
is going to be serving some drinks up here.
The golden-
Scoom, Haxetti.
The
They have
golden
no
skin is
idea.
ready.
Oh, has he just whipped it?
He's absolutely
Chris,
whipped
no.
it.
That was horrible, Chris. No. He was having a couple too many drinks behind the bar and it's gone terribly wrong.
The stairs paid dividends. There's a lot of bullets wedged in that staircase, I think, but that did not go well for Chris. Haxetti talking about how he is the stronger up close, but there's Scoom that came out on top with the refrag, effectively. So everybody is centered up. We were talking about this, where the teams do get caught out, where they're going a little bit greedy. And G2 have gone for this full 4-man, one spot each per compound spread. And we just saw there, obviously, if a team pulls up, even if you're not aware, if a team pulls up on you and they realize it's one, we saw it with FaZe in the last game. They went for the Drayden for the Knights. They're realizing that we've passed the time, I feel, of the whole peacocking stage of like, get away from a combat, rah! Just shooting this gun off in the air like you're some. I don't want to say anything because I might say something offensive, but shooting your gun off in the air. Let's put it that way. You're pretty much aware of what I'm saying. They're not falling for it anymore. People, it seems that they are counting muzzle flashes and saying that's just one guy.
Yeah, people are getting way better at scouting. I think this is just the evolution of the game. People are really learning all those smaller tricks that kind of got people by before because you wouldn't want to risk it. But nowadays, it's like, well, the reward is higher. That compound is something we need, and then you'll pile in once you get a good info.
It's a kill point.
Exactly.
It's more important. We can just outnumber him, unless you're Vard, which we saw last week.
Yeah, let's not even talk about Vard. Vard is just, he doesn't count. Papa Vard has trained him well. Looking at the final rotations, DA working their way in. Team Liquid on a very long rotation route. Consider the distance to circle. M19 are about the same distance. They'll probably go further in. It'll probably take them a little bit longer. But considering how far away they were, they're just about coming in towards the same sort of time. Winstrike on the way, FaZe way out in the blue, maybe feeling they needed that little bit extra time looting.
So how weird is that, right? Because Winstrike obviously in Pozo and FaZe are in Monte Nuevo, but Winstrike went south and FaZe went north. Yeah, they've just kind of gone alternate routes from each other, just passed each other by waved as they passed on the highway. Navi, of course, you can see them on your screens just coming in the northern side. M19 going to do the same. It's going to be Tierra Broncos sort of side. They're going to come down. FaZe probably going to come in. I reckon they're going to come in behind Navi, They last time, actually, tell a lie, last time they went wide of Tierra Bronca and came down that far, far eastern road. Just giving them the knowledge that there's nothing behind them, there's nothing on the side of them, so it gives that freedom. Team Liquid, they've done similar. Obviously, they are Picardo started, but they went all the way down the south, and now they're coming in sort of in the back sides of Digital Athletics. If they keep going with that boost run in, they're going to catch up with them in a moment.
They certainly will. There's NIP trying to get their ground. Their west side is pretty safe, so that's actually not a bad little spot for them. They can pick away if they fancy it. Team Liquid just on the tail end of Digital Athletics now, and we are seeing TSM and CrowCrowd clashing very early on here.
Yeah, this is just on the hillside, sort of coming off that main road. Now, it's going to draw a lot of attention. Reciprocity are nearby, but they won't get involved in this, I don't feel. Oh, we're talking about DA and TL clashing. That was a run over. That car is just going to roll back down the hill. So a beautiful death shot Gemty out of the car, and Gemty's car rolled over him.
Yeah, but now Jeems has been knocked by Iroh. This is them winning this out. Team Liquid trying to pull up on this, trying to save the day, but it's not looking so good. I don't know what TSM and CrowCrowd are going to do. They both have their own ground, so there's the car coming in, though it didn't actually finish him off. It was the knock from that happening.
Oh, Unity.
Iroh, wait, where did that just come from? Iroh just got knocked. Where's Unity?
Unity, yeah.
Oh, they pulled away. They had quite a central area. They've got two players kind of isolated, Orange and Tizerin. You can just about see them littering that hillside, that road. And they found such an angle on towards DA, and that is a big move here. This is a scary circle to come into, because that is not accessible ground on that eastern side.
Yeah, that's from basically where you're seeing the StarLadder sign, the giant advertising part of the screen, which is the allocated PUBG Corp advertisement. That road, that entire section is completely gone. So that's probably a 30-35% including the water,
And you got
probably
water.
about 40-45% of the map is gone.
That southern road out there,
Al-Azhar.
that is it.
Al-Azhar, yeah.
You've got that southern road that kind of creeps around to the east. That's about what you got. You got the petrol station, I think, there, and a couple of other smaller areas. But there is not much. There is not enough for 16 teams. I'll tell you that for free.
That's all downslope as well, so nobody wants to be down there. So I think there's only probably about 30% playable area in this circle. That is a very harsh Phase 2.
Yeah, it is. G2, TSM, M19 all piling into that central area. Very, very compact. Very, very scary. And TSM already signed a ward away G2. Not going to get in on this one, G2. Kate needs to move the heck out of there.
Na'Vi are going into the northern side. You see Vitality pulling up onto the hillside by NIP. One good nade would finish them off right there. That's a good nade. That was a good nade. Had a good kick on it. He also had to dodge a couple of nades himself. He's just tossed another one out there, so you see Vitality scurrying off the hillside, realizing the danger.
Let's look at this rotation in the south. We have ENCE, we have Unity, we have Team Liquid all heading on that eastern, very, very like water edge side. And DA have yet to be able to move. They've been shooting everyone on the go. This is terrifying. NIP getting picked apart from several sides. You have NIP. There's Vard's nade. Finally found a target. That's Shadow gone down.
Reciprocity's on the hill as well, shooting at NIP as well. So you can see they're on the back hill. Just in the, if the camera panned up slightly, you'd see Reciprocity basically taking the shots down onto NIP. And that's where they are. You can see them, Unity, CrowCrowd also in the distance there as well. Everybody getting third party as much as they can. Shadow will be back on his feet. Team Liquid are coming down the south, but ENCE are coming in behind them, I think.
I don't know how much they're going to crash this. ENCE need to go for something. There is not much else, and they're going to go right past it.
In the north.
There is, oh yeah, north coming in now. Raise Your Edge and Na'Vi in a bit of a battle. FaZe just about turning up. I don't know if they're ready to fight yet, but they might have to be.
But FaZe are going to hear all the shots coming out of Na'Vi. They're going to have all this information and maybe try and creep in unheard. We'll see. We'll keep our eye on it. Team Liquid, they've got the hillside advantage over ENCE. You can see them down low. CrowCrowd taking shots at them as well. ENCE really have nowhere to go. It's a horrible spot down there.
Ibi doesn't have much to be spamming away with either. I'm not sure what other gun he's got, but I'm hoping it's not 7. No, it is 5, so that's okay. I was about to say, if you're just spamming away and you're just clinging onto it, so they do manage to keep the compound. There is the clash in the north. It's M19 to get one of the kills. The FaZe on rotation. Fuzzface flipping the car.
Oh, he's got to reload.
The timing could not be better. Fuzzface out in the open. Hello. He had to get rid of the car. There was either the car to kill him or the player. He tried to deal with one, but he couldn't deal with a doozy. And Na'Vi hold the ground for now. Pokemoldoy has been lost to M19, though.
M19 was shooting at him as well, and I believe he just thought it was M19. He didn't realize that a doozy was behind him, otherwise he wouldn't have just stood staring at the car and obviously looking, making sure he had the cover. So Na'Vi do find themselves one on FaZe Clan. They are now kept on the northern edge of the circle. It's getting very condensed. Team Liquid are taking a ballsy play going across. You can see Ibiza and Jeems on your screen.
Look at that 2-2.
That is a massive open field. That TSM, like Gustav's already got eyes on it. Ibby's already realized, okay, this is too risky. There's not a lot of cover here. Let's see where the circle goes, because this is a nasty circle. It will go to the hillside. It's been, I would say, probably about a year, I think, since I've seen a circle on this big slope where TSM are right now. I wonder if it's going that way.
Well, if it does, TSM are going to be grinning ear to ear. Let's remind ourselves who's outside the circle. Winstrike still in the blue. The Knights just turning up. DA just getting out of the blue from the final circle. Unity holding the southern side as well. No one on the outskirts has an easy way in. FaZe are being gatekept by Na'Vi up in the north.
And Na'Vi don't need to move there, really. They only need to just squeak a little bit south and they're safe. So FaZe are going to have to go for probably a bit of mobile movement. They're going to have to rotate around, maybe even go to the edge of Al-Azhar, which Raise Your Edge are currently occupying. Winstrike are doing the same. They've been going back, forth, north, south, east, west. They're trying to find a way into the circle. They sort of come in way around south, bumped into the backs of Unity and the Knights. Then he went back around to the left side. They're going to come into the back probably of NIP now. ENCE are in a similar situation. They're down south struggling for a home. They have Digital Athletics about to trip over them, though. It's getting very, very crowded down there. Na'Vi have made their move. They've tried to go further south, and FaZe are going to try and creep on their backs.
Yeah, they're going to give it a good go at least, but there's G2 losing out on players. I'm worried, because G2, this should have been a really good circle for them, but they've kind of dropped the ball a bit. They're on such a congested side of things. Now, Reciprocity starting to turn eyes towards NIP, but look at Unity and the Knights. They're in such a tricky spot. I don't know how many vehicles the Knights have down there as well. That's going to be big.
Well, remember NIP, their compound. Reciprocity had full vision of them. You can see them them here. They've got them down there. To the left-hand side of your screen right now is where NIP are down low. So whatever move they make, I'm not too sure if they've got any vehicles left in there, let alone anything else to get out of there. Raise your edge, similar situation. They're obviously on the edge of Al-Azhar at the moment. They're safe. Not really anyone near them other than G2. Winstrike are coming in onto the hillside, which will overlook Al-Azhar. So they've got to be careful of that as Na'Vi continues south. FaZe also on the move. Bestalosh, the last man standing at the back for Na'Vi. The rest of his team have gone ahead of him, so he's kind of being caught alone here.
Yeah, he certainly has been. And, well, Tizerin's found Snark. And Na'Vi, awkward positioning. That run on that northeastern side, it's literally one small ditch. There's almost no cover. And FaZe will have to eventually do that. Whether or not they can take at least some points away from Bestalosh, maybe a Doozy or Senya, that'd be great. But again, this is very uncomfortable in the northern position because M19 are going to be so active in this. There's the push coming in as well. That's Unity falling down to the Knights. Dastage
getting picked off there, so very close combat between these guys. Wanted's going to toss out that nade towards Tizerin. He's backed away into that compound blast, not giving them the cover fire he needs. Where's the second nade? Can he get it through that window? That's what he's aiming for. Tizerin is in there, but I think he went through the door. Whoop, back in you go. So he's going to keep himself safe. NIP actually have been offered the chance to move. Reciprocity took right off the ball, I think. I don't think they'd be a little surprised that they got out of there. Managed to squeak around. How did Vitality find the chance to leapfrog Reciprocity? I wonder, but that is a tricky one. Team Liquid, by the way, who have kind of been owning this eastern side of the circle, have got a large amount of landmass now. ENCE are going to have to squeeze back into them. They've already been there once. They know the problem. They're going to have to back away, but it's going to be horrible, this move, and everybody's on the move.
Yeah, there's no time to waste. You've got to get moving. Wanderer gets spotted, gets a couple of shots from TSM, but TSM cannot stay too spread here. You need to consolidate forces now. As much as you like being greedy, it's time to just settle in, dig down. Samty to find CrowCrowd's player. They're just over the road. This isn't in the teams rotating in the south. This is just the kind of static fight. Wanted's moving ever closer towards Unity. Tizerin just gets in the car. This should be a kill every day of the week. Sprays in. Where is the shot? Gets the tire out, but does not get the kill. It's Raise Your Edge. Caught in a ditch by Vitality. Sigzy might have tried to save his teammate, but could have just lost his life in the process.
And he needs to go down there. Shadow doesn't have anything. Remember, they're engaged with NIP. They lost all the used all the utility there. So you can see it's give Raise Your Edge a chance to just completely leapfrog ahead of them. They've gone next door to TSM effectively. Wanted
nice
caught out by Tizerin. He should have got Tizerin down when he was pulled away in the vehicle. Doesn't work out for him now. NIP deck falling in the wayside as well. Winstrike also coming in behind Reciprocity. Reciprocity about to bump into Vitality. Going to get very mishmashed on the western side. Down south, Ibi getting caught out. He manages to get Rustamar. ENCE, they've already bumped into each other once. They know that they're there, and it's not worked out for ENCE.
Team Liquid have left Samty by compound. He is your compound holder, and the other three are in a hunting squad. They're going to gatekeep that southern side. ENCE are just about in, but DA are in trouble. Potentially any of those other southern teams that try and swing that way could be in danger. The classic battle of Vitality Reciprocity continues. Vitality pushing out on that western side, but Winstrike are about to turn up as well. There is a lot of shots coming through, and there's one of them. Tixu finding Skoom is big. We do see the Na'Vi went down eventually in the north. That's not too surprising. They were struggling finding a way in. There's the cleanup in the
DA.
south. That's ENCE catching out DA trying to move forward, but the bigger boss waiting is Team Liquid.
Yeah, so ENCE trying to pick up some points from this one. Team Liquid have the high ground though. You can see the Knights and NIP on your screen. What you don't see is obviously the third party from Unity getting involved. Reciprocity down to 1. Skoom gets dropped. It leaves Shiv, the last man standing. Winstrike looking for him as the nades come down. There we go. Confirmed by Tixu. Will take him down. FaZe Clan did get themselves 2 members, I think it is 3, into the circle. So M19, they kept Na'Vi at bay for so long that FaZe actually managed to get away. Remember the lost Fuzz face to
nice
Na'Vi?
nades.
Na'Vi go down in the process as James goes pushing. Mikaz has more nades coming.
Yeah, Mikaz is in a real spot of bother. Look at this low ground play from James. That's really nice. As long as he turns his attention in time, Gemty's nade will do it. They're all desperately trying, and they're so desperate to keep ENCE away. This is them trying to be really assertive here because they feel as though they control that eastern side. They're chasing him out.
Squeaky's running. He's gone. He's going across the road. He's not having any of it. He's just trying to save himself right now. G2 being picked apart. They've clashed in now. Winstrike actually got Vitality between them right now. NIP also involved. They're trying to get third party, and it's a very messy circle now, which is why we're trying to catch as much as we can as Vitality come over the top of Winstrike. They could flush them out here.
Yeah, they certainly could. Nookie's down. I'm a bit worried about the rest of these players. Drayden's hit the deck and Reels is there to save the day! Peekaboo! Drayden finds VOD and Miraku as Gaxi's angle just did not provide enough. NIP go down. That was a little sloppy. and it will be the Knights to try and stand. They are left with 2 players, and Reels needs to get his butt in that circle. He's got to get moving. Hopefully that coffee he had earlier will give him a bit of speed there. Gets in, but look at that western side. It is rife with players, rife with 2, 3 individuals. You don't have full squads anymore. It's Unity down to 2. You still have CrowCrowd pushing themselves out of the circle. Team Liquid need to move back north because that circle has come in.
Yeah, it's gone up to the north. TSM catching M19 as they try and creep closer. TSM starting to flex their muscles now. They have a good hold of this next circle. They're trying to keep sure everybody stays out of it. Winstrike being dealt with. I think they've got one left. It's Tixu that's lying down there. Vitality doing some serious work. Remember, they wiped out Reciprocity. This is going to be Winstrike to follow, so they're really picking up some kills. But FaZe Clan are now shooting them in the back. So Vitality, 1 down and out. It's Nasus, the big man, goes down.
Here we go, Tixu.
Oh, that nade.
That's not bad,
That's
Tixu.
a cook nade.
Oh, Tixu!
My word.
That's what you get for not finding the final man. He does get avenged, but look at what he's done. Oh, it's a massacre.
FaZe Clan getting shot at. Raise your edge, trying to put damage on them in the northern side as Unity try and creep the way in. Team Liquid working the way in the lower edge of the road. You can see it on the minimap as everybody squeaks in. Speaking of squeaky, he's got right behind Blaston as well as he tries to sneak his way in there. Vitality 2 on their feet. FaZe 3, TSM 4, Raise Your Edge 4. They're in the compounds, but Squeaky, he's on the hunt.
Little Squeaky. This is terrifying. Unity have no idea. Drayden's in a similar spot as well. There's so many snakes over here, and Unity is starting to pop off against Liquid, CrowCrowd. They're trying to get shots through. Squeaky's creeping in.
Drayden's coming as well. There's a crate gone down, which is going to completely distract everybody because they're all going to look towards it. Meanwhile, the battle in the north, TSM coming out on top, Constantine down. Now you see FaZe Clan, a couple of shots onto Raise Your Edge. They're going to be careful. They've got a little wide spread here. They have this strong compound, but Ziggsy getting caught like that, he can't afford to get knocked here.
No, you really can't, because it gets to the point of, am I even recoverable? It's very, very tricky. It's very much...
It's buying time for 80 to get across the road. That's what they're doing. They're trying to get the cover fire. There goes 80.
Fast Rail's got an angle on that. If 80 crosses over and gets the ditch, Fast Rail should see it. But I don't know what angle he's holding. If he's not been keeping tabs...
He's looking to TSM. He's not looking. He's not looking at all.
That's not good. Fast Rail, his position is the one that's kind of a little further forward. You're basically watching for that. There's always that thing on comms. You'll say, there's a chance someone's done something dumb, right? There's a chance they could have gone over the road. There's a chance there could be a squeaky in the backlines. But you almost hope it doesn't happen, but it did. That is dangerous now. If Raise Your Edge get one knock, if there's a knock against them, if either Uber or who's the other player up there, Mexi, if they get a knock, 80's going to push it.
TSM completely pushed out their compound in the northern side. They're making sure they flex. They've got nothing behind them. They're trying to find the Wanderer, and look at the circle. It's gone right on top of TSM. Could this be their first chicken dinner? Which is unbelievable. The amount of wins they had. They were the top winners in Phase 1. I think they had 7 or 8 wins overall. They've not picked one up yet, but now Vitality, they come over the brow of the hill and they see FaZe Clan. Yeah,
FaZe don't have a great deal of cover from this either. It's kind of open ground here for them. They need to be very careful. Now, Drayden spotted out one of the Unity players. That's Orange. Set has just sent it forward to tap. They're trying to get together now, trying to just leapfrog ahead, get ahead of Team Liquid, get ahead of Unity, get ahead of Drayden, get away from this. And Set's pulling back in. Set's actually looking for this. Blaston's dangerous. He is your last man alive for Unity, but there's danger there. Set, I'm not sure what he is up to, but he's getting information. Team Liquid heading up, but they're late coming back into this. Wanderer moved down early. He was up in the north. He's now the last man alive for M19, so he probably won't be too aggressive. Blaston maybe waiting for something here, but the rest of CrowCrowd are just going to be working their way forward. Fast Rail's been found. There it is. That's go time now.
FaZe
maybe
over the
just
road.
Step too far. FaZe now need to support. They have to support this as well. I don't know if TSM want to leave that ditch. They have a little bit of a line that they might want to hold, and now Chris's nade might have just stemmed the bleeding.
80 down and out. FaZe both on the road. They've been given this chance. Blaston will get finished, get Drayden down. That was the damage he was dealing with. Now back over towards the northern side. TSM are getting aggressive on the roadside. You can see Wookie and Rory in the distance there. Team Liquid coming down low as Blaston tries to hop, skip, and jump. Mexi gets caught out. Rory will pick that kill up. FaZe are getting picked apart here on the road.
I can't blame FaZe for trying it. I can imagine there was an angle that came through for 80 that he had to shoot on that he was going to be found out, but Chris basically saved that team then. He saved that team and ruined it for FaZe Clan. That nade, the follow-up, perfect. TSM though starting to flex. Look at that area they're holding right now. Ibby's been caught off because Team Liquid don't have brilliant ground to work with.
It's that horrible downhill section that Team Liquid holding. I was talking about right at the start. As soon as the second circle came in, it was a land that Team Liquid went to, but nobody else wanted to go there because it's such a hard area to come back from. It's got this big slope uphill. And TSM have big vision here all across it. They've got for a really wide spread. Gustav and Michael with the DMRs trying to find the long-range angles while FaZe pushes up, finds Uber. That's FaZe down in 7th.
That's really nice aggression from Razor Edge to clear their sides, basically, because you know that FaZe will pretty try and play spoiler. Now, let's look at what's going on here with the rest of the teams. Team Liquid are looking for options. They are not happy with what they've been given. James is trying to find something, but the Wanderer is still there. Where is the Wanderer? I want to see where he is, what sort of cover he's in, because he hasn't been spotted. Now, Gemty might just stumble across him. That might be a fight that's untradeable, unless Samty has that just connection to turn around. But this is good from Liquid. It may not be great ground, but they found enough to get them in a better position. Gemty spots out Michael, going to force him away. This puts Wanderer on notice now.
We almost have 2 fights. It's straight down that road at the moment. It's obviously going to give everybody on the west a problem. Razor Edge, CrowCrowd. That ditch that CrowCrowd hold is actually good ground, but Razor Edge are going looking for it. They know they have to get in there. And as you mentioned, Wookie and Rory, they're the ones that are silhouetted and getting a peek on it. They've got to be aware. Look at Team Liquid creeping up behind them.
Team Liquid are going for a rotation.
They're swinging around. They're going around the edge of the circle.
It looks like Michael and Gustav might be aware there's a chance they're doing this. They're still kind of seeing it. Faster has been found by one of the CrowCrowd boys. That's Tap. Holding the line. The nade comes in from Wookie. Wookie and Rory should be going off it. This is their time to just shine. And the nades are relentless. This is tough for Razor Edge. They had such a good spot, and it's just been taken away.
Yeah, TSM and CrowCrowd combining there on decimating Razor Edge. Down to just Sigsy, and he doesn't really want to get out from his little cover there to try and get Chris on his feet. He's going for it now. Oh no, bad timing. Oh, he waited and waited and waited, and then Wookie cooks it to perfection. But the question is, have TSM given up too much ground to Team Liquid who've got it behind them?
No, Michael is holding the northern point. I almost didn't see, because it looked like he was heading back with Gustav, but they stopped. But I don't like this push out from Wookie. This is almost overconfidence, and that can get you, that can cost you this. Kemba's down there. You still have Set down there. These are dangerous players. I don't mind confidence in the right positions, but there's a lot of teams still up, a lot of players still up. So that's dangerous to me. But if that's them feeling confident, that has actually kept Gemty humble too. That's paid off well for them. But look who's creeping ever closer. Ibby and Samty. They're not far off, and I don't know if Michael spotted this.
There's a Car 98 from James. Samty's getting little peaks on the ridgeline. Wookie is visible where he is there. They definitely saw him. There's a shot. James just took a shot on him, so we pulled away. The shot came out. Gemty's holding the south. CrowCrowd both in the ditch. Wanderer still in there, hiding those. We've seen single solo players causing a lot of problems before.
So let's look at who's central in this as well, because you're looking at it, Team Liquid hold really good ground. TSM have kind of pinned themselves into this northern ridgeline. As soon as they leave that, look how many players are going to look at them. CrowCrowd, if they go west, you've got M19, probably not going to pounce, but then Team Liquid in the east. TSM are going to have to fight one side. They're going to have to pick one side to go on, and as soon as they maybe get that pick, they want to kind of reclaim that territory. Because that next circle is going to be pretty interesting. Let's wait for that to ping in, then we can kind of...
Okay, it goes
southeast. Southeast is
really
kind of...
bad
actually
timing.
keeps in CrowCrowd as well. This is irrelevant. CrowCrowd actually have step in the circle. Wookie knows that too. They kind of had a little bit of a scuffle earlier, but this means that TSM do need to move.
Yeah, the kill from about 3 circles ago. You saw there, Drayden getting finished off by Blaston. So TSM... they have themselves there. So both Team Liquid and TSM can get into this. Where James is right now, that's in the circle. Where Wanderer is, that's in the circle. Where Gemty is in the circle. He just needs to go into that next ditch across, which is what he's looking at. He's going to go for it now. Trying to get a peek towards CrowCrowd, realizes the danger over the road. Does take a big shot from Kemba for the process. TSM, that's some tricky ground. They're going to be silhouetting a lot where they are.
They need to pick a side to take over. If I'm them,
Gustav's in a vehicle.
I commit to Kemba or Set, and I try and do my best from that. And it's still not great ground to fight for. That's the thing. They're just going to try and take over. They're going very central. They are, and that's gone poorly. Michael's already been picked off, but can they get the revive? They've just gone for it, and that has gone poorly. But there's M19, the remaining man. Took one with him, but this could be go time. This should spur on TSM or CrowCrowd. You see this battle, you try and move into better position.
Gemty is going to get the revive off. He's not getting pressured there, Ibby, so he should be safe to get back up. So that's cost TSM one member. They will get him back on his feet, though, so Ibby will be back as well. So not a great deal of nades left for these teams either, because they've been burning them. CrowCrowd are going for it. They're going from behind. Set catches on Wookie. They're going to get sprayed down on Rory. He didn't get the support from Kemba.
Kemba, that is the biggest bit of bait I've ever seen. He does get the trade eventually, but that could have been so much
But
cleaner.
that's got some Team Liquid to move it. They're going for it. They're coming straight across. They're trying to get the angle. Gemty and EB taking a little peek around the side. Michael's now getting lit up. Gustav's caught out. And TSM just been caught napping there. Wasn't watching the road. Just a small second. They pulled their eye off it.
Oh,
and there we go, the nades.
It's huge, because that center circle where Michael and Gustav currently wait is center circle, but he's still got the barrel here. Gustav could do some damage. If he can maybe catch someone off guard, he's playing for himself. You want Team Liquid and CrowCrowd to fight, and when they do, he needs to strike. And you're hoping that maybe Rory or someone gets information. Here's that fight beginning, and EB finds Set. Where is the pounce from Gustav? Samty's still there. I think Jeeps might have spotted him out. There goes CrowCrowd. We're down to 2. And when I say 2, it's just Gustav right now.
Yeah, he's the last man. They know where he is. They know he's in the smoke. They're going to find him, and it's going to be an 11-kill round from Team Liquid. TSM got undone by CrowCrowd's little push over the road there. Completely caught them off. And in fairness, they were watching the movements of Team Liquid. They knew the danger was coming.